Hello everyone. Hello. I hope this works because it's my very first live stream and the very first time I do this alone and in English, so if I struggle for words, yeah, bear with me. Can you write in the chat if you hear me? Sounds okay. Very good. So, yeah, I didn't see any videos about the application documents yet. And I didn't do any videos, so yeah, I think now it's time. And yeah, it takes so long time to make a full video, so I thought maybe I try a live stream and maybe this works better. Yeah, and that's why I do this now. So before we get started, I want to say thank you to my sponsor, Shop for Tesla. They are celebrating 50,000 orders, and with the code DEAL50K you can get 15 euro off at a minimum of 150 euro order once per customer and until the 31st of August. And you can get additional 5% off with the code TOBIASLINDH. So, and you already see the map of the expanded Gigafactory right here. And this time Tesla doesn't make it the same way as the first time, because this time Tesla splitted the application in 3 partial permits. And in this map you can see the green color is the first partial permit, the yellow is the second partial permit, and the red color is the third partial permit. And this is a map of the first partial permit. And that's mostly about changes of the current production lines. So you can see this is mostly existing buildings. And yeah, I think many of the changes are necessary to get to the target capacity from 500,000 cars per year. So this is the stamping section. And yeah, there's not much new with the stamping section as it's just got expanded. But now we see that there will be also stairwells in front of the stamping section. And yeah, that's pretty much the only thing that's still missing right now. And next is the casting section. With the casting section, it's pretty interesting because they are changing the furnaces to more powerful furnaces. And with those, they are now able to completely recycle the all the scrap aluminum from not only from the casting section but also from the stamping section as well, as long as it's clean aluminum. At the paint shop, the body in white and general assembly, there's not much changes. It's mostly yeah, changes in input material and waste and some updated processes, and yeah, maybe some machines move a little bit around, but nothing special. In the drive unit and the current battery pack building, it's pretty much the same. And in the cell production building, there's higher material usage and more waste, and they're building new laboratories and also a few new sections like mixing stations and cell wash stations, and some changes in the stamping processes for the housing of the cell. So yeah, there's quite a lot going on. And very interesting is also the wastewater treatment, because they are changing the wastewater treatment now so that it not just partially recycles the wastewater, but now they will completely recycle every wastewater from the production processes. So every wastewater that gets out of the factory is only sanitary wastewater. So they reuse all the production water. So with the first partial permit, they will also start the construction of the new drive unit and battery pack building, but no production lines yet. And the new building is bigger and higher than the current drive unit building. As you can see here on the top right, that's where it connects to the current drive unit building, and yeah, the rest is the new drive unit building. We will mostly see the view from the middle drawing, because that's the view from the east, and because I can't fly the drone over the factory, that's the view we will see the most. So this view is the view, and the building will be pretty much exactly there. So going on with the structures right next to that, that will be a temporary tent village. That's for storage of non-production materials and for packaging. And this is how it looks close up, and this is what it looks inside. So the plans are sometimes pretty detailed. Sometimes there's a lot censored, like cell and cell recycling, such things. There's many censored processes. But yeah, plans of some temporary tents are not that censored. So right next to that, we have cell testing. Yeah, it's also a temporary cell testing building. So the cells that get out of the cell production will be tested there. This is a closer view. And yeah, this is how the building will look when it's finished. So a pretty, yeah, robust building for a temporary thing. And on the other side of the road, there's right now the recycling area, and that will also move away, and a warehouse will be built there also for non-production materials. That's what the warehouse will look like. And that was also planned from very long time ago, but yeah, it's still just temporary structures on the side. And right north of these buildings, there will be a new vehicle distribution area. And this area will be enough for 910 cars and 130 trucks, I think, if I counted right. So it's a lot bigger than the old distribution area, where there's also only space for 20 trucks and, yeah, I think like 60 cars. I don't know. And no, not 60 cars but 60 by 6. So again, this view in front, you see the old vehicle distribution area, and the new area is the red one shown here. So it's pretty big. And in front, you can also see the recycling area where the warehouse will be built later. And further up north, we will see a fire extinguishing area. So yeah, I don't know if it's used for training or if the firefighters will yeah, move some burning stuff there in case of an emergency. I didn't find that information yet, but yeah, that area is a fire extinguishing area. This is a little closer view of all the insides. So that's all under a roof. Yeah, further up to the northeast, there's the current logistics section, and next to the trailer yard, we can already see the container handling area. But at the entrance, I think I can show you with the laser pointer here. At the entrance of the whole logistics area, there will be a new area for trucks to enter and wait before they can enter this site. Right now, they are all lining up on the road. So the current status of the container handling area, that's what it looks in the plans, and yeah, there are already foundations for big light posts installed there. And right north of this container handling area, we will see two new kind of warehouses, recycling buildings. It's combined warehouse buildings. So this is the bigger building. This is for container storage, for hazmat, so hazardous materials, and also for battery recycling. It will not be built completely in the first step, but only partially, and then also expanded later. And that's the other building right next to it. That's the central recycling building, so for all other stuff. In the north, you can see the temporary waste area, which they are building right now. That's also only temporary for a few years, and we don't know what will be built there later, but that's temporary for now. Further to the left, there will be a concrete mixing plant. So when they build all the new buildings and temporary tents, the tent village, then the concrete mixing plant also has to move on, and it will be moved to this location. So this is what it will look like when it's ready. So it's pretty much the same type as before. And moving completely in another direction to the lobby. There are not really changes in these application documents or in this application for the lobby, but it's the first time we've seen that they updated the plans for a new way of entrance to the lobby, because before there was a road that was going all around the factory, and now they cut off the roads before the lobby on both sides, so it's open to the public, and they're planting some greenery, and that's also what's going on right now, as we see here. Further to the left, to the right, we will see motorcycle stands. So under a roof for parking of motorcycles and also bike stands. And as you can see, they also prepared already the ground for that. And yeah, the solar canopies for the parking lot. Yeah, the parking lot slowly progresses, but yeah, I think it will take some time before we see the solar panels there. Yeah, but we will see. Moving further to the west, to the east, there will be a medical center. That's a little medical building that will be built right here. And there will also be a big bridge that will connect the parking lot to the train station and to the rest of the factory. So this is a 3D model of what the bridge will look like. And yeah, I see I don't have a camera on, so now you can see me again. But yeah, it's my first live stream, so that happens. Yeah, so this is the area again. You can see the bridge in a little more detail. And here will be built a temporary delivery center. So just like last year, there will be a temporary delivery for cars, and probably for a longer time, because it's not just a few containers, but a little bit bigger building. And on the area you can see on top here, that's where the cars will get prepared for that. And further to the east, this area is also not part of the application, but this will be a final delivery center, or in some on some maps it's called a visitor center. Yeah, so this is the this is a temporary delivery center, and this is what the other delivery center or visitor center will look like. This is another view, and again, as seen from the drone. And if I'm too fast, this video will stay on, so you can always yeah, go back later and look at the plans again. So here you can see the drone view again. Right here will be the temporary delivery center. Here's the medical center, and the bridge will go right here over these streets. And this is the shuttle train station, and here are the superchargers. And here will be the yeah, I think it's the final delivery center or visitor center. This is another view, a little bit older, but here you can see better the area for the visitor center. So that's pretty much almost it for the first partial permit. And yeah, I think it's interesting. Many people ask me, why are there so many infiltration basins all the way all around the factory? And this map shows pretty good where the water from where goes. So the main building right now, all the water will go to the yeah, to these long infiltration basin in the west along the Autobahn. The red area is the current drive unit and battery pack building, as well as the cell production building that goes to the small infiltration basin in front of the cell production building. And the new drive unit and battery pack building will get to the retention basins, and from there it will get checked and pumped into the big infiltration basin. And for the new areas in the northeast, they just built another infiltration basin, so that water also will infiltrate it into the ground. So it will, yeah, add to the groundwater. Because as you can see also in this map, there's the border of the water restriction zone. So this area on the bottom left is a water restriction zone and the water protection zone, and the northeast is outside of the water protection zone. So moving on with the next partial permit. We don't know that much about the next permits, so we'll go over it pretty fast. But I think the biggest thing is the new production building. It's really big. It's 700 by 700 meters, and I think that's bigger than the main building at Giga Texas. So it's really huge. And it will be based, at least it's planned right now that it's based on 81,200 piles. But yeah, the first main building was also planned first on a lot more piles than they actually needed later. But this building will be a little bit bigger. So it will be 25 meters high as far as I can see in this picture. It's almost unreadable, unfortunately, because it's very small in the documents, this image. But there will be a parking lot on the roof of that building with space for 7,300 cars. And on top of that, there will also be solar panels with a capacity of 50 megawatt peak. And that's in addition to the current installed solar panels that's already at 12 megawatt peak. And for storage of that electricity, they will also have a megapack installation with 30 megawatt hours. So here we can see at the new production building, the upper half of the building will be used for production. The lower half of the building will initially only be used for logistics. And we don't know what kind of vehicle will be built there. But I think it's very, very likely that it will be a new generation compact vehicle. And yeah, I've written the names of the sections here. You can see the casting section is a lot bigger as the old casting section, which is in the old part also splitted with casting and plastics. And the body shop is really small compared to the old body shop. And plastics, there are two plastics. First I thought it's plastics and seats, but it's not. It's really both plastics. So really, really huge plastic sections. And a little bit smaller paint shop than the old paint shop. So it looks to me like there is really a huge change in production methods. So next up we see the lower part of the building that will be a covered logistics area first. So the warehouse on wheels, the trailer yard, and new vehicle staging area, and yeah, also coils will be stored there for the stamping section right on the other side. And yeah, because all the other logistics areas will also be used for construction materials, so the logistics have to move around a little bit. And later, when Tesla will be able to buy more land to the east, because here to the east up to the next road Tesla plans to buy more land. When they can get this new land, they can move the logistics to the new land, and then they will free up space here for another production line. But that's not part of this application yet. So we can also see with the new production building, there's also new retention basins and also a new big infiltration basin that's actually called infiltration basin Austin. And yeah, there will be a new switch yard, and this area is where the megapack will move, and here will also be a temporary gas power plant. I don't know why they need a temporary gas power plant, but yeah, at least it's only temporary. And on top here you can see the second process water recycling. So just like for the first production line, this will get a whole new water recycling plant. And that's pretty much it for the second partial permit. And with the third partial permit, they will build the expansion of the cell production building. So the cell production will be doubled. So from I don't want to say wrong numbers. I think it's 50. Yeah, I don't want to say anything wrong, but it will be doubled. So Giga Berlin will be able to supply all their production lines with their own cell production. And yeah, everyone knows the cell production should have started long before, but the priorities moved to Austin. So Austin gets up running fast, also due to the incentives that Tesla will get from production in the USA. And yeah, when they have the production line up and running in Austin, then they can start with the ramp at Giga Berlin to get up the production as well, and then yeah, expand the production lines. And with this third partial permit, that's also the time when Tesla will start to install the production lines in the new production building and in the yeah, drive unit and battery pack buildings. So really new production of new cars, of new cells, of new everything that happens only after the third partial permit. So when the whole permit is granted. Because the other two partial permits are pretty much just for construction and for, yeah, some changes, logistics and stuff like that. So that's pretty much it for the permit documents that are public right now. As I said, we have no detailed information about the second and third partial permits yet, but we will get that when the permit process will get into the next stages. So right now, the documents have been public for 1 month, and right now they are waiting for more objections, and at September 18th, this will also be over, and then they will start to to work on the permit. And I forgot the date, I have to look, but then there will also be a new hearing that will be in October 23rd of October. There will be a new hearing, pretty much just as it was with the last permit. And yeah, when Tesla will get this permit, yeah, they will do everything what's inside this first partial permit. And then Tesla will, someday when Tesla is ready for that, Tesla will apply for the next partial permit. And each partial permit pretty much goes the same way. But a lot of stuff is already done with the first partial permit. So especially all the environmental stuff and so on is all in the first partial permit, and yeah, the next permits just add the things that are not already in there. Yeah, and as I said, Tesla wants to buy more land. I often get the question, where's the train station for production materials or for cars to get delivered. Yeah, this is where the train station is planned. You can see all the buildings on the old part of land is not really correct. This plan is also pretty old, but it's the only plan we have from the new area. And it's actually just a plan I photographed from I think it was a display on an information event. So it was not part of any official applications or something like that. For this land, there's currently a development plan process. So the local community has to approve the development plan, and they already decided that they wanted to work on that, but that's not finished yet, and will probably be finished early next year, I think. And only then Tesla will be able to buy that land, and then to apply for any permits they will need to buy and to build anything there. But yeah, that's a very frequent question. This is where the big rail yard is planned. So back to this view, we can also see here the new rail yard is also inside the water protection zone, but pretty much all of the rest of the other land is outside of this water protection zone. So there should not be much of a problem with this new rail yard in terms of water protection. There have been 2 objections already, though, from the water association. They say they don't have any more water, which shouldn't be a problem for Tesla, because they don't use any more water than they already get for the new production lines, and some schooling buildings and warehouses and logistics don't use that much more water, I think. But that's a general thing of this water association. Right now they say no to everything. So even when new schools are needed, or anything new new housing projects or anything. They always say, no, we don't have water. And yeah, we will see what that brings, but I think that's not the biggest problem. The other thing is that the some authorities for the forests said that this forest is of a bit higher quality than the old forest on the other side. So they they say they need more proof that this is really necessary to build there before they can remove the forest there. This goes through the processes, and in the end these proofs will be there, and then the local government, local community will decide for the development plan. Yeah, but that's not that's a completely different process from the current application documents. So yeah, that's pretty much everything I have. If you have any questions, I couldn't look in the chat all the time because it's way over here. But if you have any questions, I can answer them now. Yeah, I also already answered that Tesla wants to deliver cars by train as well, but that will take some time because that will all be on the new land. Yeah, and Christian is completely right. Of course, Tesla will also build the new forest. So for every area Tesla cuts forest, they will plant forest somewhere else, not too far away. And additionally, they also plant like leaf trees under these pine monocultures. So they do something to raise the quality of forests, which is actually more important than simply more forests, because these pine forest monoculture is not a very healthy forest. And especially here in Brandenburg, we have a lot of problems with fires and with bugs especially. So these forests have a hard time to survive. Tesla already bought the ground from everything they built on, and also this area on the other side of these of this railroad, which is still forest. But the new area to the east, they did not buy that yet. They have to wait for the development plan. Phase 1, so the first partial permit, I guess, will start pretty much as soon as they get the permit. And I think they want to be finished with all these changes in summer next year. So yeah, it should start pretty soon after they get the permit. Yeah, I don't know the current status of the battery manufacturing. As far as I've heard, they do not do real production yet. They just do tryouts, and I think they don't even send any final production stuff to Austin yet. So I think the most work is still done in Austin. So why are they gonna build the car park on the roof instead of underground? Yeah, underground is really a problem here because the groundwater is not very low. It's like 8 meters or so, and it's not just not just simple groundwater. It's a water protection zone, so it's drinking water. So everything underground is brings a lot of problems, not just with permits, but potentially also with water as well. But especially the permits would take a lot longer when they want to build something underground. The as far as I know, the cells are all from China still. Yeah. Yeah, how close is my contact with Tesla? They don't provide any information. It's just they have some information events, and when you go there, you get the same information as everyone else. But I don't get any extra information because I have a YouTube channel or anything like that. I have a little bit contact with Tesla. That's mostly because of the drone flights. Because every time I fly the drone, I write a mail to them, so they know that I fly. So everyone knows what's happening. So nobody gets confused and I don't know, calls police or anything else. The other contact with Tesla is due to our association we founded here in Grünheide, with which we also want to do car sharing here in Grünheide, and we also hope to get some Teslas for that, but we will see. It could also be other electric cars, but it should be electric. And yeah, that's a project that some friends and me are doing in an association we have founded that also does a lot of other stuff like cleaning the forest twice a year and planting flowers, flower areas where it's nothing else instead, and many other projects, many different things, just to push our community a little more forward. Tesla is also interested in such projects, so there's also a little bit contact with Tesla, but there's no information about anything that's new. And most Tesla employees I've talked with, they even don't know themselves what will happen in the new areas. I did not see any indication that Berlin will build cars for the UK market yet. I don't know if that will happen or not. The superchargers, will the superchargers be open to non-Tesla EVs also? I don't know. I guess it's possible. How many work shifts are currently working? It's as far as I know, it's three shifts, but no weekend. So only Monday to Friday. I did not try yet to get a permission again to fly over the factory, but yeah, I could ask for that. I remember they said maybe it might be possible every quarter once. Yeah, we will see. I can ask for that. Yeah. What's the red E3? E8. That's an expansion area where they didn't. Yeah, there are no information about that, but I think that's an expansion for the two buildings, the combined storage building and the recycle building. The shuttle train should start on September 4th, I think. Definitely September, but I think it's the 4th. So where will Tesla get the workers when they have problems already? I don't think that they have such big problems. They say they have problems since they started to hire people. The media says that. But even though they apparently have problems to hire people, they are the fastest growing company in the whole state of Brandenburg. And is now the biggest public employer in very short time. So I think a problem to find workers looks a little bit different. Do you know where the reforestation is happening? There have been plans for the reforestation in the old application documents because they already did that for all the area they already bought. But it's spread out to many different, many smaller lots all around. So yeah, there's not a single place, but there is a map in the document somewhere. What will they build on zone 3A? 3A is the water protection zone. So I don't know exactly what you asked for because half of the factory site is water protection zone 3A or 3A and 3B. How many gigapresses are installed this time? I don't know exactly. I think it's at least 6, but I don't know exactly. Are there also plans for making the Model 3 in Berlin or just Y? When they announced Giga Berlin, they also planned they planned to build the Model 3, but when they updated the documents, they updated it to only Model Y, and I think now they don't have the plan anymore to build the Model 3 because I think it doesn't make sense. I think when they build another vehicle, then it makes more sense to build a next generation vehicle. Where to find the documents? Yeah, the documents are not online anymore. Albrecht on Twitter, he's at Giga Berlin. I think he has a Google Drive folder somewhere where all documents are saved, but I don't have the links right now. What will happen to the area between A20, A7, A8 at the bottom? So A20, A7, A8. So here. Yeah, here is pretty interesting. They built a little tunnel. I forgot that in this presentation, because that's also included in this in the first partial permit. There will be a little tunnel, so an overground tunnel, just closed off to the environment, so that they can get the cells from the cell production building to the battery pack production. So A7 is the battery pack production, and A8 is drive unit production. So the old production is pretty much mirrored from the new production. So the battery pack production is right next to each other. And I think this tunnel is also just temporary. So I think it's planned someday later to also expand the building in this direction. The building is already prepared to expand into the east, into the west. So we were surprised to see the expansion of the cell production to go north. But I think it makes sense because there's not that much space to the west as to the north. Though there's another problem with the expansion to the north, because it's water protection zone 3A and not 3B as the old cell production. And they have to request some special permit so they can build there, because usually it's not allowed to build such things in water protection zone 3A. But that's pretty much true for everything here. It's just that the cell production handles with different chemical materials, so it's a little more dangerous. So they have to they have to do more things to avoid anything happening to the groundwater. When do you think they will break ground on the northwest building? So I think you mean the big new building. It's really hard to tell because it's not part of the first partial permit. So maybe Tesla will wait another year before they apply for the permit, and maybe only in 2 years they will start with that. But we will see. It's really just a guess. Are you friends with the Wolfpack? We're not friends, but we are also not enemies. We meet sometimes, and sometimes we talk a bit when we fly the drone at the same time. But now, as we fly on different days, we don't meet each other. We don't meet each other very often anymore. So I didn't see them for a long time. Yeah, Albrecht Köhler is the one that has a folder with documents. I think he can't post links, so maybe it helps if I make him moderator so he can post links. So Albrecht, maybe you can post links now to the folder where all the application documents are saved. What kind of car do you have and what kind of job? I don't have a car. I don't need a car. I'm mostly here in this area, and with a bicycle you can get around pretty good. Yeah, my bicycle was stolen. That's really a problem because the public transport is not very good here. But yeah, it looks good with a new bicycle. I think that will come very, very soon. And job, yeah, I have many different things. For one, I do this Tesla drone flying. On the other hand, I have a band. And I also do programming of websites on the side. How many megapacks will be installed? I don't know how many megapacks it will be, but in the document it's 30 megawatt hours. Yeah, how is the mood in Grünheide in relation to the eastward expansion? That's really hard to answer. I don't know. Maybe Albrecht can answer that in chat, but I really don't know. It was a little bit hard to get it started, this process for the development plan. And in the end, yeah, the whole process must be positive to so they all say, yeah, we want this. But yeah, it's really hard to tell. Where will the road connect to the visitor center? I think it's maybe I can go back to that slide. Here's the slide. Here's the road that goes into the factory, and then from north it goes down into the visitor center. So here's the road into the factory, and then here it will go into this area. So that's where these tractors also get in and out right now. What kind of music do we play? Our band has and is called Yeoman, and we do a cappella music, modern a cappella music with electronic effects and things like that. Maybe I can post a link here as well. Yeah, that's the link now. What are the water consumption and the electricity consumption? Water consumption is 1.45 million square meters per year. And that's for not just this factory, but for everything that's planned also for the next production line with 1 million vehicles per year. So electricity consumption, I'm not exactly sure right now. I can look at if I have this on another tab, but no, doesn't look like that. Yeah, I don't know electricity consumption from memory right now. Would you ever like to work at Giga Berlin? Yeah, I thought about it initially, but actually right now I'm pretty happy with what I'm doing, so right now I don't want to work anywhere else. Is a test track planned? No, a test track is not planned. What they do in the factory right now is they have a simulation of a test track. So they have machines inside that precisely simulate the test track as it would be outside. I've heard that trucks are not permitted to drive on weekends, and that is the reason why there are so many loaded and unloaded car transporters. If that's true, why do I see semis on the freeway? Yes, it's not permitted to drive trucks, semi trucks on, or any trucks above specific weight, max weight. And of course, that doesn't work for everything. So if you want to transport food, for example, to the supermarkets that need them on that need fresh food on Monday, you can't do that on. You can't have them sit somewhere and wait for a whole day. So there are many exceptions. So some trucks are allowed to drive on Sunday, but that's really a really small part of semi trucks compared to the total amount of semi trucks. And Tesla has requested permission, or has. I don't know if they officially requested a permission, but they have tried to push the politics towards something that it will be allowed to drive electric semi trucks on Sundays, because that's much more environmentally friendly and maybe quieter. That way Tesla could also deliver cars on Sunday. They don't have any electric semi trucks here yet, but they try to convince Germany that they can drive electric semi trucks on Sundays. Yeah, most of the area of Giga Berlin is limited in height for drones, for 50 meters. And further east, it's outside of that zone, and there it's allowed to fly 120 meters high. And yeah, it would be possible to request a permit to fly more than 50 meters in that zone. You have to request the permit from the DFS, German Flight Security Service. So the ones that basically control the tower. So as far as I know, you also have to get in contact with the tower. Then I tried to get that permit once, but it was they need a long time to work on that permit. So if you ask 1 week before, that's not enough. You have to ask, I think, a month before or something like that. So it was not possible then, but yeah, maybe I will try it with a little more time again. Yeah, why are drones not allowed anymore above Giga Berlin? I can't give you a final answer. I think it's mostly because of security. Because imagine any private drone flyer flies over the factory, has a crash on top of the factory, destroys something or hurts someone, and of course you have to have a special how's it called? You know what I mean. Insurances. And but at the end, the question is on Tesla's side, why did we permit this? It's I think nobody at Tesla wants to be responsible for something potentially happening over their site. And yeah, there's additionally there was a problem that multiple drones always flew at the same time because the times were already restricted, which is a little bit more dangerous. And and additionally is they will have a lot less problems, of course, with hiding some secret stuff. But I don't think that that's the main reason. I think the main reason is security. Does it look like another energy crisis this coming winter? Last year there was speculation the crisis would affect the factory. No, I don't think so. Last year, Germany wasn't really prepared for a situation like this, and now Germany is prepared. So I don't think there will be an energy crisis. And we also came through last winter very good. So yeah, I don't see a problem there. And I don't want to drift too much into politics. So are there more questions more towards the application document? Yeah, Henry is right. Safety, not security. So drone flights are not allowed due to safety. Will there be another train stop at the north side of the expansion? That's a very good question. There's indeed. Let's go to yeah, the final image here, or maybe even this, because here you can see a train stop already right here, and a new road in the north of the whole factory site. And this road will also be public, and there will be a park and ride parking spot in front. And that's all in planning phases right now. So yeah, I think someday in the not too far future, I will also make a video about yeah, the eastern expansion, the new so this is the train stop, which basically moved. This is the main line of the trains from Berlin to in the direction to Poland, and the regional trains from Berlin also go here, and this station will be moved from the further east. It will be moved further west, so it's closer to the factory entrances. So pretty much right north of the, in the middle of the new building. And this here you can see also the road is a little bit different than on the other image, because yeah, it's based. This is based on the new development plan with the expansion. And this is, if they don't get the expansion, if the new development plan will not be approved, then this top road would be built like this. But all the planners for the roads and for the railway, and yeah, I think that's all. They all plan with the new development plan in mind. When will they begin on the Northern Connector Highway? They have to finish it in 2026. I don't have the timelines for the permits they need for everything in my head right now, but I think they don't start before 2025, maybe late 2024, but I think 2025 is more likely. Because Tesla was really fast with all their permits, but especially the train permits and the planning for train constructions and so on really takes a long time. So especially the railway company, for them it's really yeah, it's really a short time to get this finished in 2026, and they have to get it finished in 2026 because then there will be yeah, some changes, and then there will be a few years where they can't build anything. So they have to do that then. And yeah, so the road has to be finished at the same time, because they can't have a finished station and no road. So yeah, basically everything around the factory has to be finished 2026. Will there still be a design studio at Giga Berlin or downtown Berlin? Yeah, I think downtown Berlin was never really the question. I think from the very start it was always meant, when Elon said there will be a design studio in Berlin, I think he meant at Giga Berlin. But yeah, that's just what I think. And Yeah, I think at Giga Berlin there will be a design studio, but yeah, I don't know when, and I don't know if there's already some kind of design studio inside. There are no news yet about the development plan for the Eastern expansion. I think the first real news about that will be more toward the end of the year or early next year. Have they built an area to store the bicycles yet? No, not really. But it will go south of the factory. Most of the bicycle stands will go there. And some also in the east, because there will be an extra entrance just for these bicycle paths there. And when they do the expansion to the north, there will also be yeah, as I said, a new park and ride area and the new train station and everything, and there will also be many bicycle stands. Yeah, will there be the announced techno club? Yeah, I think there will be someday, somewhere at Giga Berlin, the announced techno club. And I think it might be maybe the area on top of the lobby. The lobby, they made the lobby accessible by the public right now. And this area on top of the lobby is yeah, a bar area with yeah. So it could be a little club, but nothing big. Not like yeah, not for thousands of party people. I'm looking for the yeah, this is the lobby area. So the rooftop structure here could be the techno club, but it might be a little small for that. But I think it will be publicly accessible, because the lobby is accessible to the public. Where and how do cars get on the roof of these plants, on the roof parking? I don't know exactly, but I know a little bit. Let me see. And I think there will be some replanning here and there. So I think that's not really final. But you can see all around this building there is some kind of structure, road-like structure. And on the other building, on the other image, here you can see here some roads coming out of the building. I think there was already some planning that they do something like that. And somewhere in the documents, there was also written that this exit from the main road, I'm not 100% sure right now, but I think there was written that this could go directly on the roof. Yeah, but I think there's around the building there will be ramps to get up on the roof. So I think I think I will finish for now, because it's always 1.5 hours now. I didn't expect this to be this long, but it was many interesting questions. And if you want to see all the presentation from the start, this video will stay online, so you can rewatch it and watch all the plans, look at all the plans again. And I also had some text in there, so you can also pause there and read something. And so I say bye for now, and thank you for everyone for being here, and see you in the next video.